What's going on, everyone? Today we're going to get straight to it and go straight over the technicals for Baby Doge. So, without further ado, let's get straight to it. So, the first thing that I actually noticed here with Baby Doge, we're actually going on a trend here, or we're really setting a trend here with Baby Doge. So, go down here at the bottom of our last pretty much our last support floor, and you can see that Baby Doge has been going on a steady uptrend for a good amount of time now. So this has pretty much been all the way back here from the 27th of May till now. So that's definitely good to see that we have this constant rise in price for Baby Doge, because it does mean that we could be having a little bit of a pullback right now. If you think about it, we could be having a pullback to the trend line pretty much, but we're still going on this uptrend line. So like I said, 1500, we'll probably end up seeing that soon. But after that, we definitely have the potential to get up here to the 1700 area, 1710. So we actually may have potential to get even higher than that. But right now, what we're looking at immediately is a little bit more of a pullback to hit this trend line. So yeah, it is possible for us to break down below the trend line, because we have been above this trend line for like the last 2 weeks, or maybe like last week and a half. But still, we've been above this trend line and we've been bullish. Ultimately, we've been bullish because you got to think about it. Like, we're still higher than what we were way back here. So if you didn't know anything about what happened back here in Baby Doge, everything in the crypto market was down pretty much. And the 12th of May was our lowest point of Baby Doge recently, and that was at 9Z7. So that's 9 zeros and a 7. That was pretty low, 9Z725 for Baby Doge. Honestly, I hope we get back down that low again, because I will be buying more Baby Doge. But we just gotta wait until we know like exactly what's coming up next. Because actually, if you look over here for Baby Doge, let's take off the auto and everything. Let's take off the indicators. You can actually see that our high is actually a little bit lower than what it was previously. You can see the previous high was over here around 2200, and then this high right here that we just most recently had was about 2100. So it's a little bit lower. But now that we are trading sideways right now, this is a sideways trading pattern, just like how we had here. We're actually seeing the lows are a little bit higher. So I guess the high is a little bit lower, but the lows are a little bit higher. Key sign of consolidation. I think we are inside of a good consolidation period here with Baby Doge. You can see those lows got a little bit higher here. Now, if we break below this trend line, everything I just said would be invalidated. And pretty much what I mean, if we break below the trend line, this trend line here, if we go below this area, if you see Baby Doge fall below this area, then you need to expect pretty much 1400, and that's actually where we had a nice amount of support over here, around 1400, nice support. And then if we break below that 1400, then eventually you're going to see Baby Doge hit this 1250 area. I know I've been talking about these support lines forever, but that's because they are our supports. Like, it's inevitable that we do some support. Like, we have to hit the support lines every now and then in order to build that momentum up to continue to become bullish. Now, let's just say we knock all this out the park, we knock all this out the window, Baby Doge is bullish, all that good stuff. Then what you would see, Baby Doge, we would pretty much effortlessly pass the 1700 area, because it's very little resistance there. But once we pass that, pretty much our next area here would be the 2000 area, or 1900, really 1950, which will be kind of a hard area to pass. But the main area we really got to look out for is this right here. This support over, or this resistance at 2300. That's exactly what we need to look out for, because 2300 is literally the pinnacle of where we need to pump at. Now, you can even look over here. The bears, it still shows we are still bears. 24 hours, last 24 hours, bears by 80%. So that is definitely a pretty big statement there. And especially when you couple that with the oscillator down here, you can see lots of selling pressure in the oscillator. Whenever you see it on the downside like that, then that it's all selling pressure. So yeah, we got lots of selling pressure here in on the oscillator. So, well, not lots, but it's a good amount of selling pressure. But yeah, it's literally what's leading us down to this trend line, though. So we don't want to go below the trend line. If we do, that's going to be pretty bad for us all. But let's hope that we don't go below the trend line. But hey, if you think about it and you look at the trend line from this perspective and you put it a little bit higher up, some would say we are already below the trend line. But I don't think that's the case, because when you line it up, it just doesn't line up like that. But yeah, anyways, this trend line is definitely pretty important for Baby Doge. Now, there's a few other things I want to show with Baby Doge, so let's go ahead and do that. I want to show the 4 hour chart. So we're gonna go ahead and look at that right now. So let's go over to that 4 hour chart. So I did the technical analysis yesterday, the day before that, and all the days before that with Baby Doge, and it's getting a little bit different every single time, and it's definitely a key sign that we have some consolidation here. The fact that we've just been moving sideways for the longest, and typically whenever you see movements like this is typically a consolidation type period right here, and you can actually see that. So yeah, this is definitely like we consolidated there right at the end of the consolidation, broke out of Baby Doge, and the same thing there on out. We've seen a consolidation here, and this is exactly kind of what we're going through. Now, this one's not completely formed yet, so I don't know if this is truly a consolidation right now, but we gotta wait until the end of this trend line. Then we'll know whether or not it's still consolidating. But yeah, we had some nice consolidation around there. But anyways, let's talk about Bitcoin, because Bitcoin is definitely a strong factor as to whether or not Baby Doge will pump or not. Because typically when Bitcoin's up, everything is up. When Bitcoin's down, everything is down. But lately we've been seeing with Baby Doge, when Bitcoin's up, Baby Doge is down. When Bitcoin's down, Baby Doge is up. So that's kind of how we got to start looking at it. Because look, 4.6% up for Bitcoin in the last 24 hours. But you go over to Baby Doge, and yeah, Baby Doge is down 0.8% in the last 24 hours. Not too bad, but still, it's down while Bitcoin's up. It's typically how it goes now. And yeah, the same thing happened back in December and January. Bitcoin was doing terrible, and Baby Doge had its highest pump and hit our all-time highs. At the same time, Bitcoin was going down and hitting lows. So that's definitely pretty significant. So yeah, let's talk about Bitcoin, because this is pretty important to the growth of the Baby Doge army. So, like I said, Bitcoin, I definitely think this is. I still think that we're in a bull trap right now. I'm not gonna lie to you all. I really do believe this is still a bull trap. I mean, a lot of people would disagree with me on that, but I'm bullish with crypto in general long term. So I'm not even worried about that. But I like to play it smart, and smart money says it's a bull trap. So, anyways, this is pretty much why I believe it is a bull trap. Just look at this movement. It's too sharp, too much of a movement in such a short period of time. Really, no good news coming off of this movement in the last 2 days. Just huge amounts of movement here inside of literally a day. So that's just a lot of purchasing for not so big news. And then over here, you can see even on the oscillator, it's telling us that it's overbought. Yeah, it does say the bulls are in control of the 24-hour market control by 60%, but that's only because in the last 24 hours, we just now pumped. So obviously, we would be bullish by 60% when we just now had a pump in the last 24 hours. But the oscillator here telling us that it's overbought is a red flag, and the immediate selling that came afterwards, red flag, and then the little bit of buying that came after the selling ended, and then now it's starting to sell again, which is another red flag. And actually, I'll show you that here on the oscillator. You really cannot see it unless you zoom all the way in. But we're actually about to have selling coming inside of Bitcoin. Now you can kind of see it, this bottom half. You see how it's now turning red. So yeah, this is literally the beginning of the selling period. So like I said, we're probably going to end up dropping below this support. Let's be completely honest here. I think that the selling is going to bring us down to this next support here, and that's around 30.9K, eventually down to the lower half of 30.5K, and then eventually down to like 29K. That's exactly what we're looking at. Now, I don't think it's going to just straight drop all the way down there like immediately, but I definitely think it could happen. Now, you also see over here the highs for Bitcoin. The highs are starting to get lower. So as you can see here, this was the higher high. It was actually stopped right at that resistance of 31.7K. And then you can see over here, this high is now lower. And then we'll probably go up a little bit like this, and then go down below there, and then touch this. And then a new high will be set here. And then it would probably go back down here, go back up, and then new high set again here. This is just, all speculation, but this is probably how it's going to happen. Like literally Bitcoin has been pumping and then dumping like literally over and over and over again. It's been the same thing for like the last I want to say month or two, or actually more than that. If you actually look way back here, around the 12th of May, we actually hit that support. So look at that. We hit that support all the way down there around 27K. And then, we made that money back up to 30K, then back down, then back up, then back down, then back up, then back down. Literally, we've been moving sideways and doing this whole movement for the longest time here. But notice after doing all of this movement for Bitcoin, notice the lows are suddenly becoming higher. just check this low out over here. It's higher, or I mean, it's the lowest low actually that you can have. And then the new low sets itself around here. It's higher. And then the new low sets itself around here. It's higher. And then you can actually see the highs are actually starting to get higher. So this was a high over here, and this is a higher high. Now this one may look like a lower high, but if I'm right about what I was talking about, a pullback and then a pump, we could see that pullback going back down to like 30K, possibly 29K, and then having a pump higher than this high over here, which will then pretty much be a higher high. So if we keep getting these higher highs and these higher lows, then that is a key sign that we're about to have a nice breakout. So that's just something you want to keep in mind. Now, like I said, a lot of times Bitcoin's up, Baby Doge is down, and then vice versa. Sometimes it's true when Bitcoin is up, Baby Doge is also up. So we never know. Like if Bitcoin starts to randomly pump, then we actually may see Baby Doge continue to pump with it. Hopefully it does. But look, we've been trading sideways for so long. This is definitely good. Like I know a lot of people don't think that it's good when we trade sideways like this, but it's really a good thing. It just shows that we've stabilized our price. The fact that we're not just continuing to drop 10% every day is just huge for us. But anyways, this is pretty much all I got for you all today. We almost got 1.6 million holders. Big shout out to the whole Baby Doge army. But yeah, definitely hit the like button and subscribe. It really helps the YouTube channel out immensely for the YouTube algorithm. Leave a comment in the comment section and let me know what you all want me to go over next. If you want to go ahead and become a member of the channel, definitely go ahead and do that. And I'll go over any crypto that the members want me to go over first. And remember, I'm not a financial advisor. None of this is financial advice. As always, I'll be back with another video.